Welcome everybody to the 50th episode of Pages from Rock Bottom. My name is Matt. This is my beautiful wife Kim. Tonight we are joined by Barry. He is a recovering alcoholic,
Flash
a veteran.
Yes,
Thank you for your service.
for sure.
Thank you.
Tonight's episode has a trigger warning, guys. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Okay. So tonight's
Listen,
episode
man,
has a trigger warning, guys. Substance use, incarceration, relapse, and life struggles that may be difficult for some viewers. All right. Welcome, Barry. How are you doing? Tell us who you are and where you're from.
well, I'm doing great. Once again, my name is Barry Bankston. I am a native of Mississippi. I am a veteran. I served in the United
Woo!
States Army, and I've had my experience with alcohol and substance abuse. I've been there and done that.
Ooh. Yeah, me too. I had my experience with some alcohol and substance abuse as well.
All right.
Just saying. Been there. Uh, I can definitely relate with that. I'm trying to get my computer to go down, but it's not cooperating with me. So, Barry, you had your first drink at the age of 13. Tell us about that. Take us back to those years when you first started. What was your childhood like?
Okay. Well, first of all, for me to take you back, I need you to imagine with me back in the 1970s. Neither of you guys probably was born, but just try to imagine, back then, back when, in hard time, Mississippi, when times were a lot different from the way that they are now. Both of my parents was alcoholics. Uh, it was
Oh,
very difficult times, not only raising a family of 9 siblings, but dealing with the
whew.
system as a whole. So I grew up in a family that was sometimes happy and sometimes sad. Now, the reason I said that sometimes happy and sometimes sad, because that had to deal with a lot of different mood swings from my parents.
Mm,
When they had to get up and go to work every day and provide for the children, 9 siblings, and deal with the system as a whole, I can remember some sad times. However, the happy times were when they drank, because for some reason, seemed like everything that they were going through, the alcohol made it go away. And for the siblings,
oh yeah.
that allowed us to have fun, to do things that we would normally do when they wasn't drinking. So, for example, my
Mm,
father used to, or I mean, my mother would tell me go to the refrigerator and get her beer or whatever she was drinking at the time. And on the way back, I'll get me a squig out of it just to see what it tastes like. And that is one of the
yeah.
ways I was introduced to alcohol at an early age of 13. And of course, after being
Mm,
introduced to it, it became a way of life for me at an early age with me and my friends. We would get the older guys to buy us booze or to buy us wine or beer. And then, of course, we would have a time with it. And that led into teenager, 16, 17, 18, still
yeah,
drink.
for sure.
Yeah.
So it was very normalized for you.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah.
and I can imagine seeing your parents like that. I know for me, I seen my dad drink, and I'm like, okay, that's how you have fun. That's how you deal with problems. Like,
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And And I picked up that habit. Right?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was just telling Matt, and that was one of the habits and trait that I picked up imitating my parents, with the way to deal with life as a whole. When I found myself in a situation at the early teenage life where that I could not cope or I did not understand, I knew I had an outlet, and it was the bottle because it made me feel good. And I didn't have to deal with those problems until the next day. And they was right there waiting.
Yeah. Sometimes worse.
Yeah. Hangovers are the worst. So you're in your you teenagers, you're 18, you're drinking. Did alcohol feel like an escape for you back then?
Well, yes, it was. If you can recall when I first got started, I told you they were difficult times back in the early 70s. Society as a whole, the way things were then compared to today was extremely different, for Black Americans. And we just had to deal with it the way it was. And a lot of the time we would exclude ourselves from society and find liberty in drinking and partying and just accepting life under those terms without having to deal with the animosity that life really brings.
Yeah.
So your childhood, I mean, this was right after civil rights. So what was school like for you when you were growing up?
Well, first of all, I am aware of when school was segregated. And then when I started school, after the Civil Rights Bill was passed in 1964, I was just beginning to integrate into the school system. And it was a challenge all by itself. If you can recall history or if you should revisit it, you can really get a good picture of it. However, to me, it was all a challenge, quite fearful, and it was just something we had to accept because that's what life presented at that time. And not only that, my parents was really strict, bro. I mean, they would beat you like you stole a government mule. You know what I'm saying? What they call child abuse today, that didn't exist back then. So I didn't understand it back then why they were so tough and so mean. I just thought that, man, this man got to be, but however, as I got older and I learned the reason that he displayed that attitude was not only because of the system and what he was going through, but he did that to keep us together as a whole, as a family. And, that way he never lost none of us to the system or to anything out of order. You back then, you didn't spare a child and throw the rod away. You got the rod and you cut that child butt. But today I understand intuitively what my father was doing back then, and I am so grateful that he did discipline us, that he did keep us together, because that takes me to my next point, was when I got old enough to go into the military. My mother did not want to sign for me. So at the age of 17, I did the interview and all that good stuff just to get out of Mississippi. My grades wasn't that good. I was a big football jock, played good ball and everything, but due to childhood PTSD and alcoholism, I just could not focus to do the work that required for me to get those top-notch grades. And I failed in that area, but nevertheless, I made it, and I joined the military. And I wasn't old enough to go in on my own, so I was on something called the delayed entry program because my mom wouldn't sign the paper. So the following year, after my last year of school, I turned 18 and I could go into the military on my own, because back then you was considered an adult at the age of 18 for the young men. And that was before they moved it to 21.
Yeah.
So going into the military, not knowing what to expect, but I knew it was something different from what I was growing up with. So I accepted it. I did real well. I did excellent. I made all my promotions. I did great things. I trained. I grew relationship with totally strangers. However, there was a dark side to all that. I took the drinking with me in the military. Now, when I went in the military, they drink at every occasion. You had the 1-2-3 club. You had the NCO club. We go to training, get back from training. We had big parties. If the unit do good, you had big parties. So alcohol was always around and plentiful. And I loved that. However, as my tour of duty began to excel, and the longer I stayed in, the alcoholism got greater and greater. I got into fights. I was driving once and got pulled over by a civilian police off base. I had that issue. I had to go to AA for that. I didn't know what AA was back then, but you know, it was a program. So I went to it and we set up and shucked and jive and, you know, never knew nothing about the 12 steps, never knew nothing about the promises or how it works. So it was just something to say that this soldier got help for his conduct, you know, and they slapped me on my wrist because of all the other things I had achieved, you know, but that didn't help me. That hurt me. And like I said, it continued to grow. And I got to my halfway point, which was 10 years. And at that time, my mom had passed, and that increased my drinking. I couldn't deal with that. Also, at that 10-year mark, I was going through issues with my current wife, and we was filing for a divorce, and everything was just going downhill. And I made a conscious and moral decision that I could not continue my military career because I had nothing to live for or to fight for anymore for as a family, you know. But my alcoholism, to an extent, had a great deal in destroying all that. So I got out with an honorably discharge, and I decided to do other things in the civilian life. And of course, you know what went with me? My alcoholism. At that time, I never knew anything about drugs, for it's cocaine or crack. I'm from the old school, so that's all I ever knew about, and marijuana. All this stuff they got going on today, man, I can't even pronounce the words. But back then, in the old days, that's what it was, you know. So I get out the military and everybody doing it, you know, in the 90s, bro. And I'm thinking, you know, what's happening? You know, let's do it. I got it going on. Yeah. You know, and I was a soldier, a sergeant, and wasn't no way in the world I was going to let a 12-ounce can of beer and a little white piece of substance whoop my butt, because I'm a sergeant, I'm a soldier. So it was a long journey for me to admit that I was powerless over alcohol or a substance. So it took me through 10 years ordeal after the military in denial, wrestling and battling with my alcoholism and my drug use, recovery after recovery. Went to the VA several times to seek help, and they was always there for me. Not until I got tired of being sick and tired. And that's when I had a conscious and moral talk with myself about what am I going to do with my life. And through spirituality as well, I began to go back to church because I was raised spiritually. My parents didn't play, you know. So I reconnected with my higher power. And over the journeys of in and out of the treatment centers, I kept hearing about higher power. And then it finally clicked. This is the same God my parents talked about.
Yeah.
Because with my alcoholism and drug addiction, I had forgot all about that. You know, I was living a life that was pleasantly and presentable to the world. I had to keep up with the Joneses, the world. I had to look like it, act like it, sound like it. So spirituality was not present. But nevertheless, when I got sick of tired, after making that conscious and moral decision, my higher power began to put people, places, and things in my path. And as I began to connect with these people, places, and things through the connection from my higher power, I began to do something that I could not do at first. And that was starting to surrender.
Oh.
Becoming able now to take suggestions. I was becoming able now to hear what somebody else had to say instead of leaning to my own understanding. My work sponsor was a hardliner. I mean, he was a hard dude, you know? And all this was still relatively brand new to me. For telling someone about my entire life and surrendering, you know, I was a soldier. I'm not going to surrender. We don't surrender. You know, we multiply. But I had to get out of that mindset and I had to become willing to change. And when I started allowing that process in my life to take place, I started feeling, I started seeing, I started becoming things that I really like. Because prior to that, I could not even look in the mirror. I don't know if you guys know about not being able to look in the mirror. You get up in the morning, you don't even look at yourself. You brush your teeth. If you brush your teeth, comb your hair, and you be on your way, you know? You don't want to look at that disgusting person. But I began to love me again, you know? And I accepted the process and I gave it an opportunity to work. And I relapsed. I got on that pink cloud. I thought I had it. You know,
that's it.
months to a year. You know, I started thinking in my head. That's why, you know, I want to say that this is a process. Recovery is a process. It's not a one-hit fix or one hit, I got it. There's no magic pill. It's a process. You have to go through it. And I found out that all the work that I put into getting high and drinking, I had to take that same amount of energy and some to put towards staying sober, staying clean, working a program. Now, I found out the difference between just being a dry drunk or a dry addict and or an addict or alcoholic that's working an effective program like AA or NA. So when I failed and when I relapsed, that's when I was just going through the motion and I really didn't get the concept and understand but I wasn't drinking and I wasn't in it. So I was setting myself up actually by not working the program effectively for failure. So when I hit that pink cloud, one day, just imagine that I could drink like regular people now. Maybe one drink wouldn't hurt. I found out that to be a lie. One was too many and 1,000 wasn't enough. And I was right back off running to the show again, trying to catch up from where I left off at. And of course, you know what that did? It took me right back down that rabbit hole that I crawled out of. And once I became intuitively sincere about working the program, the 12 steps, I got me a sponsor. I did that first step correctly. You know, and I found out if you don't get that first step, all the rest of them don't matter, bro. You know, because you got to admit that you're powerless. And I was a knucklehead that thought that I still can do it. So once I got that part right, relapse and, you know, right back down the rabbit hole, my life began to develop. And then I began to see what they call the promises. Man, I got my driver's license back. Well, let me back up a minute. Before that, I forgot about the jail. I forgot about the jail time.
Oh, you went to jail.
Oh, yeah. Fighting, in and out, disorderly conduct, drunk and disorderly. Now, look, at the time, I was weighing about $150, okay? Trying to wrestle a big old cop weighing about 2 and some change. The insanity of it, bro, you know? And I think of this stuff today, I have to laugh at myself, you know? But anyway, I have my days of jail time and that hotel, you know, rent free, you know? And I get in there long enough to get sober, think about the way I did wrong, and then I put it together in my head what I'm going to do differently the next time so I don't get caught. That never worked. Each time I got one way or the other. So the jail was just another part of it. And I got tired of laying on that cold steel or either that hard floor. If you get into one of those jails where you're overpopulated and you don't have a bunk, they put you on the floor. And then, you know, food, you know, it was horrible. So all that stuff began to work in my favor, believe it or not, because I was getting sick and tired of being sick and tired. So now jump back to working the program effectively, and then all the promises start developing. I made a drastic change in my life. I stopped hanging with people that was using. I stopped going to places where that I used to go and thought people would accept me. I totally separated myself willfully because I had learned so many times. There was one time in particular that I had got out of treatment and I just wanted to go back to the spot and show everybody how well I look and how good I'm doing now, thinking I was going to get some respect, right?
Yeah.
Well, what I got that night was a free one. Someone gave me a hit that never gave me nothing before during my whole ordeal. Well, what I discovered and what I know today, that person wasn't proud of me at all. That person wanted to see me right back in the gut with them.
Yeah, when you fail.
They want to share that misery.
Yes, sick people love hurting people because they are sick. And they don't want to see you well because they are sick. So I had to forget about going back showing myself like I had it going on. No, I didn't. I wasn't strong enough because I went right back down the rabbit hole. So I learned about all that. And so once again, this is a process. We have to learn it because we didn't get in it overnight and we're not going to get out of it overnight. So I had to do all the work that was required. I had to go to meetings every day if I could, sometimes 2 or 3 meetings. When the door opened, I was there waiting.
Yeah.
Then the VA did me good, got me in the program. I went through the halfway house, went through the long-term program. They got me housing, from the Veterans Administration, halfway houses for the recovering alcoholics and addicts, veterans. And man, it was just so beautiful. And I began to live again. And then I met a totally new group of people, mostly veterans. So I felt right at home. And one hospital particular I went to, and this was in 2006. I went to that hospital, and the same hospital that saved my life gave me a job. And I retired from that hospital with covers. I combined my military time with that time, and I got a retirement out of it. So you tell me, by doing the right thing pays off. It does. And then, of course, been actively in meetings and the sponsorship. And I got my first peer supporter certificate at the time in 2013. And I became a peer supporter. However, I wasn't actively working in it because I was working for the hospital at the time. So I continued to do things to help those that were sick and suffering on the outside. And in 2019, was it 20? I can't recall. I got my peer supporter license. So I began to work with the county as a peer supporter, and then things just took off from there. So what I'm saying is that I had to put the work in because I wanted to live and not die. I found myself on the road to destruction, and being an alcoholic or an addict, I found out that I only had 3 choices: jail, institutions, or death. I've been to 2 of them, institution and jail. So I decided to fight for my life, and that's what I did. And I'm alive today, and I'm so thankful for people who came before me. I'm so thankful for those people who established Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous and, the big books and all the material that we have today because of our forefathers, Bill and Bob and all those guys.
Yeah.
It works if you work it. So you got to work it and live, And I know I can go on and on, but I'm going to give you a chance to say something. But I get excited when I think about, all that I was able to, with the help of my higher power in the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous, and people and places and good people that God put in my life to care for me, that I was able to overcome that third stigma that they said would happen to me, and that would be dying an alcoholic or an addict actively. And I'm so grateful. Yeah. I'm still holding on. I lost a lot of friends, a lot of family members. And then I questioned myself, why not me? Well, today I understand. I wanted to live.
Yeah.
And I still want to live. So this is why I'm actively today still in recovery. I'm retired now. I'm a peer supporter for the community. I work pro bono. I do it because
Okay.
it's the thing to do. I'm blessed to know all the connections, all the treatment centers from when I work with the county. So when I encounter a brother or a sister who are sick and suffering and they need help, I know the right direction to send them. I got the connection to appoint them. So this is something I love today. It's a part of me. It has become a way of life. But I want to say this. I don't brag anymore on my clean time. I do not
Yeah.
brag on my clean time. I always say I got today, just today.
Yes. Yes.
And that is the most important time, today.
It's very true.
I can relate a lot to your story in the sense that pride was always a lot of my downfall.
Yes.
Whether I
Yeah,
was just getting out of treatment and I wanted to prove something to myself that I could go here or do this, and it was right back 10 times worse than what it was.
absolutely.
Or, I would tell myself, like, I'm stronger than this. I should be able to control this.
Yeah.
And it kept me
Absolutely.
sick for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, I found out in situations such as that, man, my disease talked to me. And I never knew that. My disease talked to me. And then when my disease tell me stuff like, I'm stronger than that, I can do just one ain't gonna hurt. That's my disease talking to
Yep.
me, setting me up for a failure.
Yep.
So
Nobody.
I had
Absolutely.
to, yes, I had to learn the difference, what was true and what was not true.
Yeah.
I can't do just one no more,
Yeah.
Matt. I
Yeah,
can't.
I know that's right.
I'll never be
Me
able to do
neither. I don't think I got one more in me.
it. So I
That's
quit.
it.
I surrender, brother, you
Something
know?
something else you said that I feel in my soul, because when I went to treatment in 2018, I wasn't even there for 2 hours, and I had to sign a suicide contract because I couldn't hold my head up. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. I hated
Right.
everything about myself and who I was and what I was doing. What was that moment like for you when you finally looked at yourself in the mirror and you liked who you seen?
Yes. Well, Matt, like I said, there was a time I could not stand to look at myself. However, as I began to surrender and do the things that made me feel different about myself, and when I began to look in the mirror again, what I saw so many different things, Matt. I saw a little boy when he was growing up. I saw a soldier. I saw a father. I saw a husband, ex-husband rather. I saw all those things again, Matt. And I had to just to really get a concept that I am somebody again.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that I was somebody again. And I had so much to live for. And when I just grasped one of those reflection from the mirror, such as a father, I focus in on that one thing again, getting a good relationship with my children. And that helped me. It began to mold me and make me better. And then I would be able to look in the mirror again, Matt. And then I saw that I was a son. I was a brother. So I began to build all those relationships. And it was a wonderful thing, man. It was spirituality happening there, like new life, bro.
Yeah.
That's it.
So why do you think that it didn't stick at first? When
Because
you
I
first
wasn't
started, tried recovery.
ready and I didn't want it.
Why do you think it didn't stick with you?
I wasn't ready and I didn't want it. See,
Yeah, same here.
recovery is not for people who need it. It's for people who wants it. Can you hear me, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for
Yeah.
people who wants it. So that sets up a different scenario. All day long, then nobody need to tell me I needed help. I knew I needed help, you know? So until I began to want help, and then I became that person that wants it. And that changed the whole dynamic because I started doing the work. And the work brought results.
So when you said you started recovery because you wanted to live, right? You've said that, multiple times throughout your interview. Like,
Yeah.
what did that really truly look like for you at first when you decided you truly wanted to live? Did you have like that aha moment? Was it specifically for you? Like,
yes. Well, first of all, Kim, I was tired. I was tired. I was broken. There was no more pride. There was no more resistance. I was at a level of my life where that anything can help me, I would receive it. So it's more or less like being broken. And I was ready to be put back together at all means necessary. If you're not broken, if you hadn't surrendered completely and totally, if you got just a little bitty of resentment left in you, it's not going to work. You have to be broken. Like Humpty Dumpty, they tried to put him back together. Boy, whatever works, baby, bring it on. Let's do it. I had no more opinion, just the doctor's opinion, you know?
Yeah.
Find that willingness.
Yes.
You got that willingness for sure.
Yes. You have to become willing. You have to become tired of being sick and tired. All the things we talk about in the room.
Yeah.
And I realize now it's just not a conversation. It's a way of life. It's a way. And if you choose this way of life, the promises will come true. And the reason I know this is because I've seen it from so many people that came before me. And a lot of them did not die drunk or addicted, regardless of their previous experiences. And I wanted that, Kim. I didn't want to die like that, you know. I began to see that life was worth more. And I couldn't blame nobody, Matt. I couldn't blame my parents. I couldn't blame society. I couldn't blame the way I grew up as a child. All that stigma that was surrounding me as a child. No. All that was behind me. If I continue to look behind me, I would never have a future. And I accept that what's behind me is just what it is, behind me. And if I want to live, I gotta look forward. And that's what I did, Matt, with the help of people that wanted to love me and help me for just the way I were, bro. And I managed to one day at a time, and I'm here. Yes.
That's good. your story is pretty powerful, and you seem really more than connected with God and your recovery. That's
Yes,
what people in here hear.
yes.
People need to hear that.
Kim, it's an intricate part of my life today. I get up breathing my higher power that I choose to call Jesus Christ. In the morning time, I speak to him first thing. I try to set my stage with a beautiful conversation, and not my will, but his will. And I pray that he puts somebody in my path that I can help, whether that I can be beneficial. I just don't want to get up and go day to day. I want to be effective. I want to do something to help others. So much was acquitted to me until that for the rest of my life, if I live, I couldn't have paid it all back for all the love that my power used people to help me. And I failed to accept it. Like in my early recovery, I wasn't ready, but people was there, hand over backwards, helping me, doing things. Oh, just loving me for who I were. And I kept slamming the door in their face.
Yep.
I kept pushing them back. But all of that was my higher power putting love in these people to love me regardless. Do you know how hard it is to love somebody who don't want to be loved? Nowadays, they say, well, let him do it. Don't worry about it. He want to do it, let him do it. But when God put the care and love in other people to stand with you, to stand by you, no matter what you do, what you say, how many times you've been in and out of jail, they still put money on your books. It's crazy. So for the rest of my life, I got to do what I'm doing. Not that I'm trying to be perfect to make up for that, because I couldn't. But I feel like I owe, and that drives me to do the best I can with what I got to help others. Because that's what's it about, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, if I help you, my higher power will go take care of me. He'll take care of me because I'm about his business. You have to take you out of the equation unless you're doing something worthy. Yes.
We give what was freely given to us.
Absolutely, bro. You can't sit down on it. That's why you got to give back. You got to give it back because, he give you all this and you just go try to absorb it. For what? It's just like rich people dying with all that money. And they don't help nobody. They die. That money gonna be spent. People go spend it up.
Yeah.
So you might as well help people while you're living and get the joy out of it. Oh man, I like adding a little humor, Matt, but in all sincerity, that's the way it is, bro. We gotta give back.
Absolutely.
So what does being a peer supporter mean to you?
Well, a peer support is an opportunity to give back, because in order to be a peer supporter, you have to know what it is to go through mental health, substance abuse, alcoholism, or addiction. And then, and I know there's so many types of addictions. It's not only alcoholism, drug addiction, it's gambling, eating, sex, on and on and on. And being a peer supporter, it creates a standard of training where that you can easily identify not only by what the book explains and give you the lessons, but your personal experience. When you put that with it, you deal with it better than someone who has never been there.
Yeah.
You know, so being an effective peer supporter before they get medical treatment, before they go to the next level of this or that, it's good to intervene with the peer to see where their mind's set at. I don't diagnose no medical situations or nothing like that. That's not my job. My job is to listen, to hear what he or she is saying, so that if there is something I can do to help them do what they need to do, I would be there for them. Like resources, ensuring they get resources, helping them establish appointments. Somebody need treatment, I got all that information. I could present them with a variety of it. MAT, being familiar with that, you know. So peer supporters is someone who's been there and done that, who can relate to the young man or the young lady or old man or old lady who are sick and suffering, not advocate for themselves at a certain time.
Yeah. Man, sometimes all it takes is someone to listen.
Yeah, that's true.
And that'll change everything for somebody.
Absolutely.
Change
Absolutely.
whole perspective. How do you think helping others strengthens your own recovery?
Well, Kim, as long as I'm at an AA meeting, NA meeting, doing peer supporter work, that takes it off of me. I don't have time to think about me. And not thinking about me eliminates a lot of things. Number one, it eliminates that idea of me first. Me, my. That's out the window. Yeah, because I used to get in trouble with that one. Me, my, just me. Okay?
Same.
Yeah. And secondly, it don't give me time to think about drinking or drugging. And they help keeps me clean because I see ain't nothing changed out there. Matter of fact, it's gotten worse. And it scares the HELL out of
Same.
Yeah.
Definitely does.
Yes.
Just the past 8 years.
What?
Since we've been in recovery. You know, now it's fentanyl and xylazine.
Yeah. Tune.
Yeah.
You'll be doing tune. I don't even know what, like, half the things that's around today, but
yeah,
like,
I don't even know what it is.
Well, Kim,
it's scary, and it's only getting worse.
Some of my guys and young ladies be talking to me, and then they may mention a particular substance or something, and then I just look at them and I say, "I'm sorry, I don't know anything about that, but can we talk about what we can do?" I try not to act educated, but bro, I don't know, man. There's so much out there. And also,
there's a lot.
I'm trained with the monoxone in case of the OD, right? And wow, I travel with them in my car, and I keep them with me at all times because OD is horrible. It's so plentiful now. You might see someone in the store, on the streets, or whatever, and you want to be able to help someone. So please,
absolutely.
These are some strange times, guys. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah, that's that point right there, man. That's part of the reason why we do this. Like, we want to spread the awareness and break the stigma that surrounds people that are like us, right? Because just the other week, I was in a CPR and first aid class, and one of the guys I work with, somehow overdosed and got brought up. Oh, because it was in the video, And I was like, man, I carry Narcan in my truck. You know what I mean? I got some in my work truck too. And he's like, oh, well, that's their choice. Just let them die. Like, no, man, that's someone's brother. That's someone's son. You know, like
That's
that's
right.
a person. That's not just an object. That's a person.
That's right. That's right. And
Yeah.
you know, I don't mean to be a
Stigma that's
about saying it,
wrapped around addiction
but
is bad.
today, if someone is going through a medical situation, you have to really know how to respond to that. I'm not sticking my mouth too much on people, trying to blow life back into them. But what I will do, I will give them compression continuously. I will make sure the airways are clear. You know, those are the things that you can do to do your best to preserve life. And you have to know what to do other than standing there looking at someone, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone who feels like it's too late for them? Like they don't think that getting sober is even worth it and it's just too late for them. What would you say to them right now?
If you can recall earlier in my interview, I was telling you that my disease talks to me. And you have to be able to distinguish what's the truth and what's a lie. And anything bad, anything that's negative, anything that starts with I can't is a lie and it's wrong. So to identify what's positive and what's not. So if it tells me I can't, over here, I'm going to say I can. And that will be the truth. Remember, your disease
he
talks.
said it, guys. You can.
Yes.
It does too. It definitely does. I look at it as my other person, you know.
Yeah.
Two of me. There's two of me. There's my victim side,
man.
and then you got this side.
Welcome.
Yeah.
So we have to know. We have to know what's a true and what's the lie. See, my disease wants to kill me. My disease wants to kill me. It don't want me to make it.
Yeah. Mine doesn't either.
Yeah.
Mine's trying to kill me.
Yeah.
Man, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
What does one day at a time look like in your life today?
Well, I try to use that old format that they gave me a long time ago in the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous. That term KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. When I keep everything simple, hey man, I try not to complicate things. I try to keep my day just as simple. I know my limits. I know what I can do. I know what I can't do. I don't set myself up for failure because that's a wonderful opportunity for my disease to try to beat me down. And I don't expect certain things. I learn to accept things. What I mean about accept things is just that if this is the way my day is, this is the way my day is. And I don't have to get all torn out of place. I don't have to use, I don't have to drink. I'm accepting that I'm having a day that's not so good. And you know something, Matt? It's okay today not to have a good day.
Sometimes we need those bad days.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yes, definitely.
That's part of life.
Those bad days.
It's part of life.
That's it.
Yeah. Do you hear him over there? He's over our dog. He was over just circling, doing. He's just a whining.
Oh, hey, he knows.
Doing a circle. But Stephanie says, huh?
He knows some good things are going on.
He does, yeah, for sure. Stephanie says, my disease talks to me in my own voice. That's
Come
so
on
true,
now.
Stephanie. Yeah. So she said, it talks to me in my own voice.
Absolutely.
For sure does. For sure does. Listen,
Yes.
we argue every day. Every
Yes.
day. You know?
Yeah.
I don't think that there ain't a day that don't go by that we don't have some type of argument with each other.
Well, you have to
I guess I
understand.
have to gently remind her that I hope he.
We are still breathing. We are alive.
Sure.
We are going to have situations. We are going to have challenges. We're going to have disagreements. See, things like that back in the old days, I didn't want to accept it. Once again, acceptance is a big part of our life today, so we can deal with it.
It is. For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely is. Well, thank you, Barry. We appreciate you. Your story was powerful.
I love his energy, man.
Yeah.
You're contagious, bro.
Hey,
I love it.
Yeah.
When you've been there and done that, and you have lived this, you can't rehearsal it. You can only talk about it freely. And you love talking and sharing it because somewhere somebody might hear something. It's like the newcomer in the room. If he or she hear one thing that will help them, they would be at that next meeting. So I got to give back, my brother Matt. And I want to thank y'all for inviting me out, man, to share, because that's part of it. Yeah.
Absolutely. I would love for you to come to the March United, man. We put a event on every year in Waverly. And
a friend of mine gave me an address to a meeting in Waverly. And I've been planning on making that. I just got it last week, and I heard y'all doing some good things there in Waverly. So after the interview tonight, if you can hit me up and give me more information on that, I'll be willing to support you in that. Okay?
Absolutely. He's gonna come to March United, Michelle. Did you hear that? Woo!
Hey, I know my good friend is watching.
She is. She said yes. She said yes. He's gonna come.
We work well together. We work well together here in the city of Chillicothe for the purpose of recovery. We have put on events, and we also do the Alcoholics Anonymous. We support each other, and hey, it's all about the welfare of those that are still sick and suffering. We got to be there for them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we do. And that's what we're doing right now.
Right yes.
Now. Well, thank you, Barry. We appreciate you. Everybody, give him a big shout out. Your story was amazing. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service still to this day to the people that need you.
Yes.
And just thank you. I mean, that's all I can say is thank you. You did.
Well, Matt,
and
Kimberly,
your story is going to help so many people.
Matt, Kimberly, thank you guys for what you do. You make it possible. Please, no matter what, keep on keeping on, because we got to get it out there. We got to get out there, okay? And people like you guys are great too.
Yep.
Thank you for what you do.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, give him a big shout out.
All right.
And remember that we upload on, what is it?
Oh, no, go right ahead. It's good.
Oh, I was going to say, just remember that every episode, if you missed it tonight, if you missed Barry's episode, it will be uploaded to YouTube to our podcast channel. And it's also going to be available on Pages from Rock Bottom on Facebook. Don't forget that.
All righty.
And just remember that, Barry's story reminds us that no matter how far we go, there's always a way back. Survival was step one for him. That's our theme for our theme for March United this year. But choosing to live, to grow, and to give back, that is where transformation happens, guys, right here with Mr. Barry.
All right. Love you guys. Thank you.
Barry, what's your
love you guys. Thank you so.
Barry, what's your favorite color, brother?
Well, Matt, somebody told me I look good in green, brother. Well, Matt,
Green.
Yeah,
there you go. All right.
So we always make T-shirts for our guests we have on to honor their episode. So we're gonna make sure you got a bright green shirt, man.
Oh, Matt, that would be wonderful, bro. Thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, I love you.
All right, everybody. Everybody have a good night.
Okay, peace out. Hit me up, Matt, with that information.
Oh, I will, brother.
Okay.
Bye, Barry.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Just remember, every episode is uploaded to YouTube. Join us next week. Who's our episode with on Monday? Who is our episode with on Monday?
50 episodes in.
50 episodes, guys. I mean, come on, right? 50 episodes.
We got to keep spreading. We got to get more likes, follows, and
Likes
shares.
and follows and
We got to
shares.
keep spreading this message.
And don't forget to be, guys. He did a fabulous job. And don't forget, we're going to upload a shirt for him. And we are going to be live on Monday with, I don't know why he just didn't go to,
Oh, yeah. What are you doing, dude?
What are you doing, Matthew?
I'm new here.
He said he's new here.
Yeah.
I'm new here. Thanks, everybody, for watching. My Athens people, shout out to all you guys. And, Thomas, I'm really disappointed that you were late, buddy.
It's all right, man. You go back and watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, go back and watch it on YouTube. I have to switch this back around because this was
Don't let her bully you.
I'm not a bully. I am not a bully. Do not ever let him make you believe that I'm a bully.
Monday we have Tawny Gillingham.
Woo, Miss Tawny Gillingham. You are up Monday, 7 to 8:30 with me and Matt on Pages from Rock Bottom. We might get our mics or headphones figured out.
We're still trying to get this soundboard figured out.
Yeah, Ashley, we're still trying to get this soundboard and stuff and mics figured out.
It's a process.
Yeah. Join us, guys, with another great episode of Pages from Rock Bottom with Mr. Matt and Miss Kimberly. What is that?
That's you.
How's that me?
I don't know. What are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing?
I don't know.
The hell?
What the hell?
What the hell? All right, everybody. Everybody have a good night and join us Monday for another great episode. You guys did? Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.